backward square leg, but Nirushan chasing from slip position retrieves. Mazahir. Chance of a run out. Varnakula Surya being sent back, but a bad return. Came low there to Veerabodhana. He couldn't collect it. And Varnakula Surya scrambling back. Off spin. Pusagola. Comes down the track. He's missed it. And that's first blood for the Thomians. Veerabodhana did well to collect it. De Silva lost his bat as he came down the track. Almost yoked himself, but he lost his bat and just couldn't make it back to the crease. And Vishwa Veerabodhana collected it well, took the bails off. So the Thomians have got a wicket. They sent the Royalists in expecting a breakthrough, expecting to get a couple of wickets this evening. And here's the first one for them. De Silva walks back disappointed. And he made 5 runs before being stumped. And that's the replay. Pusagola bowling his off breaks, bowling it right up to the bat. Milan Fernando, the left arm spinner, bowls to Varnakula Surya. Is that a catch? Yes, it is. I think umpire is going to give him. He has done so. Little inside edge, and Thilin Nugavela grabs the catch. He's delighted. So too are the rest of the Thomian team. The second wicket for them. And this is exactly what they wanted, to get a couple of wickets before the close of play. They've got 2 now. Both opening batsmen back in the pavilion. Varnakula Surya goes away dejected. Can the Thomians get another one? If they do, they'll be right on top. They would have had a superb day 1 of this match. Tantri Goda edges it, and yes, he's gone. Nirushan takes a catch. And Milan Fernando gets his second wicket. An outside edge. And Tantri Goda is gone. So Royal have lost their 3rd wicket. The night watchman sent in to protect the top order batsman has failed in his duties. The Thomians right on top. They are delighted, so too the spectators. It's Feroz Ahmed who plays defensively to Pusagola. And is it going to be a bad light? It looks like the umpires are talking to the batsman. He's starting to get a little dark. Umpire Senanayaka, yes, asks the batsman. And that's the end of the day's play. But certainly it's a day that the Thomians have dominated. Their batsmen made runs, a total of 374 for 7 declared. And Royal, 40 for the loss of 3 wickets. Smiles on the faces of the Thomians. What a good day it's been for them.
At the end of day 1, just analyze the situation. The Royal captain won the toss, put the Thomians into bat. They got up to a huge score, 374 for 7 wickets declared. And one might have thought that the Royal batsmen will apply themselves, but that was not the case. 40 runs for 3 wickets at close of play. Now then, we caught up with 2 stalwarts, the Thomian coach Ranil Abenayaka and of course Mahinda Vijayasinghe, who needs no introduction. Let's get the views of these 2 personalities.
Well, firstly, I'd say that the Royalists squandered an opportunity having won the toss and put the Thomians into bat first. There certainly was a lot of life on the pitch, but they bowled too much outside the off stump. They even drifted down leg side and over-pitched deliveries. So it gave the Thomian batsmen the opportunity to get on top. But credit must be given to the Thomians because they applied themselves right through the day, right through the innings. And the first session, they lost 2 wickets, which was fair enough. But they did the hard work of establishing a foundation. From there on, 100 marks to Ashan Piris and Mazahir. The 2 of them, they batted brilliantly. Nizam Mazahir, first century for the season, but I would say that's the best I've seen him play. He was absolutely brilliant, hitting the ball to all parts of the ground. And Ashan Piris kept company. He played the anchor role, and his innings as captain certainly helped Mazahir to keep going. So the Thomians have got on top with those 2 late wickets, 3 wickets for them, and at this stage, I think they've got a grip on this game.
I think Royal started on the wrong foot. That means after having won a toss on a pitch like this and on a fast outfield, they inserted the Thomians in. I think that was the first mistake Royal did, and it was a grievous mistake, and I think they are still paying for it. But I must say at the same time that the batting of Mazahir and Ashan Piris was a fantastic bit of batsmanship. They put on 238 runs for that wicket and gave an exemplary display of batting. Of course, I must say they were aided by poor fielding and worse bowling. But they made capital use of the situation, scored 374 for 7 declared, and had Royal on the rack at 3 down for 40. And in fact, it could have been even worse had the opening bowlers, Thomian opening bowlers, bowled a little better, because of the 40 runs on the total, there were half that total was no balls and wide. Well, they don't have much to cheer about, although they are cheering the Royal supporters, the Royal schoolboys, as day 2 begins at the 128th Royal-Thomian encounter, with St. Thomas's having posted an imposing total of 374 for 7, and here is Valpita coming in to bowl to Rajapaksa, the Royal left-hander. At the Royal College total being a precarious 40 for 3 in reply to the St. Thomas's total of 374 for 7 wickets declared. Batting on the other side is Ruchira De Silva. Valpita to Rajapaksa, turns it down towards mid-wicket boundary. It's going down the line to the lines, and that's one of the Royal prefects, I think. The umpire was a little nervous before he did. Let's have a look at that stroke again. Let's have a look at the replay. In comes Valpita, and here is Rajapaksa turning it round, and the ball is trickling down to the boundary line, and that's the boundary. Runs are hard to come by, and here comes Valpita again. Oh, that's a glorious stroke. It streaks away to the boundary line. That's 4 runs again to Bhanuka Rajapaksa. Valpita again, off the back foot, he punches it down Rajapaksa, and that's gone to the boundary again. Rajapaksa places his shots quite well. Ruchira De Silva in again to Rajapaksa, plays straight down, and that's it. Caught by Pussagolla, and that's the 4th Royal wicket to fall. And the Thomians are delighted in getting Rajapaksa, who looked every bit dangerous, and he went on to get 28 runs. And in fact, it was a very, very powerful innings he made, but unfortunately, he was getting a little too over-aggressive, overconfident, and that cost him his wicket. Naturally, the Thomians are delighted. In comes Ruchira De Silva again. Well-built lad. Down the leg side. No run, no damage done, but down the leg side. Clear day, a beautiful SSA ground, wide down the offside, and Veerabhadrana had to move across to his left to collect. Pussagolla, the right arm off spinner, comes in over the wicket, tracks it down. Feroz Ahmed square cuts it, and the Thomian fielder makes a valiant effort to stop the boundary, but No luck for him. Ruchira De Silva again comes in. 4 runs again by Kusal Pereira. In comes Ruchira De Silva again. It's another boundary by Kusal Pereira. Sorry. A slash, but it's bound and went over the slip's head, and runs are very necessary to now. How it comes doesn't matter. Royal need the runs as Pusagola comes in. And that's another well played square cut to the boundary, and Royal seems to be recovering. That's the Royal flag. That as probably the biggest flag I've ever seen on a Royal-Thomian. Mazair comes in and he swung round down the leg side, and that's 4 runs again to Kusal Pereira. Mazair, after a heroic innings, is coming in to bowl, and he smashes it, and it's taken beautifully at extra cover by substitute fielder Nilshan Fernando. That is a great blow for Royal, and he is walking disconsolately back to the pavilion with Royal now in going downhill and certainly beginning to look down the barrel. In comes Mazair. He's getting a little bit of lift, something that the Royal bowlers, the batsman didn't get. Oh, that's out again, a reflex catch I would call it, taken by Nugavella, and now Royal are getting in deeper and deeper in trouble.
The Royalists have just gone past the 3-figure mark, and they've lost 6 wickets. The Thomians are pretty pleased about what they've done so far this morning. Ahmed has stuck it out from the beginning, but the Thomian bowlers have bowled well. They've been accurate and they've been rewarded. This was Milan Fernando bowling to the Royalist Fernando, the last wicket to fall. Nugavella snapping onto a very good catch. It was sharp because it was a drive, and he certainly knows that he's held on to a very, very good catch. And the Thomian players hug the little boy as he's held on to a delightful catch. Now it's trouble for the Royalists. They've got to push and plod and wait for the loose delivery. And is that a catch? Yes, it is another one. And Milan Fernando has done the trick again. Pusagola, the fielder at gully, he had to run a little bit. The ball stayed in there. That one jumped off the pitch, and Ahmadu lunged forward, has got an outside edge. He's been battling out there, but he goes now. He's made 11 runs. Milan Fernando, the left arm spinner, has done extremely well today. And look at Pusagola go. He had to run a bit, then throw himself. And the Thomian fielding has been absolutely brilliant this morning. They've supported the bowlers fully. And now the 7th wicket has fallen. And the Royalists certainly look as if they are going to follow on in this game. Nice shot, well played by Maujud. He's strong on the leg side. Strong off his pads, and he put that away very nicely. Fernando over the wicket now to the left-hander, and Abe Cohen has a bit of a slog shot, hits it down towards mid-wicket. While Peter does the fielding or pushes it back, they'll get 3 runs for it. Milan Fernando has been very accurate. And Nizam Mazair, what a fine spell from him. He's had to do some work, and he's responded. So still some life on the pitch. Umpire Atula Senanayaka making that signal. That's to say 1 bouncer per over. That's all you're permitted. Work done on the ball. Some overs old now. Another bouncer from Mazahir. He's made the most of trying that short pitch delivery, pushing the batsman onto the back foot. Edged it and he's gone. Jehan Tahir made it look all so simple, but the ball was travelling quite quickly. And Abe Khan goes. He's got an outside edge there. Another good short delivery, testing the batsman up around chest high. He opened the face of the bat, and that gave the edge. And Jehan Tahir at second slip, big smile on his face, holds the catch, and Royal in deep, deep trouble. 117 for 8. And compared to the Thomian scores on the left side of the scoreboard, it's a dismal performance by the Royalists. He's had a hard day on day one, and today he's having more work to do with the ball. That's over pitched and nicely put away. Runs here, that'll go all the way for 4. The outfield certainly beginning to look quicker today. Short and pulled away. That's De Silva on strike. He's played a few attacking shots. And another sliding stop. The Thomians have employed the sliding stop well. That's Ruchira De Silva who did the fielding and Walpita the throwing. Leg spin, Jehan Tahir. Short and pulled away. Short deliveries are put away on this pitch because it tends to stand up. It's now Ruchira De Silva coming back for another spell. Over pitched, and that's very nicely driven by Mawjood. Waited for the ball to come to him. Tahir gives chase. No, he doesn't. He just failed to push it back. Ruchira De Silva has 1 wicket to his name. Bowling from the tennis court end. Bouncer goes for the hook. It's in the air. It's a steepler, and Walpita has caught it. Did make an indication that it was spinning in the air, but he got underneath it, and the Thomians have taken the 9th Royal wicket. 2nd wicket for Ruchira De Silva. And the attempted hook shot going up in the air. A well-judged catch. And now the Royal is down to the last pair and certain of following on. De Silva bouncing it well, and his opponent, El De Silva, not able to make contact properly and hitting it high up in the air for a catch at short square leg, and 9 wickets have fallen. Milan Fernando has done a great job for his team, both yesterday and this morning. Bowls this time a full toss. It's hit up in the air. Ruchira De Silva is getting underneath it. No, he's dropped it. It looked like he had it covered. He hesitated for a moment, but in the end couldn't catch it. Now he's got the ball in his hands. Can he make amends? The last wicket holding the Thomians up. An outside edge, a thick one, and that'll race away for 4 down to the 3rd man boundary. Bit of frustration for the Thomians as Mawjood has collected some runs, and his last wicket partner Boteju also not out on 8. Mawjood sweeps and sweeps well, plays it very fine. Nice turn of the wrists as he made contact, and that'll slowly go down to the boundary. So the score now 160, and it's Pusagola with the off spinners. Abe Khan short outside the off stump, and he's cut it, played well. Correction, it wasn't Abe Khan, it was the last man, Boteju. Chased by Fernando. Did he stop it? Doesn't look like it. His body was over the line, but whether he touched it is another thing. So here's Fernando. Mawjood steps out and looks like he's stumped. Yes, he is. Didn't get his foot back on time, and Milan Fernando, he's jubilant. He's taken 5 wickets in his first appearance in a Royal-Thomian. The flags flutter, as the Thomians have dismissed the Royalists in the first innings. They huddle together. They've done their bit. Two helmets huddle together as well. But the more important is the Thomian huddle. And now the Royalists walk out for the second innings. They'll have to put up a much, much better performance. They've got to play time. They've got to score a lot of runs. Lots of cricket remaining for the day. And then again, three sessions on the final day. Here's Ruchira De Silva to commence proceedings. Runs for De Silva, opening for Royal. Kabisha De Silva plays well off his pads. And here's Walpita. Driven nicely down the ground. That could go all the way. Nizam Mazahir giving chase. Still having plenty of energy left. He's had a wonderful game. Couple of runs and the Royalists cheer. They will have to cheer their players on. They've got a lot of work to do to save this match. Here's Ruchira De Silva again. And very nicely played. No fielder in that region. Captain Ashan Piris giving chase. He may just cut it off. No, he fails to. Just got his fingertips. Didn't get his hand fully onto the ball. And that resulted in the ball trickling for 4. That's the cricket board pavilion. More spectators on the ground today. Here's Milan Fernando. 5 wickets in the first innings. This time bowling to the left-hander Varna Kulasurya, thick outside edge. And now the ball is travelling on this outfield. Second afternoon, and it certainly quickened up. Very short, and this time Varna Kulasurya waits for it. Slow turn, negotiated it well, hit it into the gap, hit it right off the middle of the bat, and it's a good shot. Walpita's bowl much better in the second innings. 15 years of age, comes in and bowls outside the off stump. There is a big shout for a catch behind. And yes, it has been given. Umpire Atula Serenayaka took a while, deliberated whether